Welcome to the Film Frontier. I'm your host, Dan Marcus. On this week's episode, we blast off with Supergirl, the newest adventure from DC Studios. Supergirl, starring Millie Alcock as Kara Zor-El, follows the hero on an epic interstellar journey of vengeance and justice. When a ruthless adversary strikes too close to home, Kara is forced, against her will, to team up with an unlikely companion. Together, they embark on a cosmic adventure where Kara must confront her origins to find her own path as a hero. This is the second chapter in James Gunn and Peter Safran's DC Comics universe, following last year's Superman, which starred David Corenswet as the Man of Tomorrow. My admiration for Superman has admittedly diminished over time. The picture worked for me a lot more on the first watch, but the more I watch it, the more I see elements, such as the cinematography or the screenplay, that don't quite hold up upon further inspection. So, upon writing this review, I recognize that perhaps there might be elements of Supergirl that don't hold up for me on subsequent viewings. But right from the jump, I already like Supergirl considerably more than I ever did with Superman. Directed by Craig Gillespie, who previously helmed the excellent I, Tonya, Supergirl has an earnestness and frankness that I found to be rather compelling. It helps that Millie Alcock absolutely shines here, and the screenwriter is not afraid to portray Kara as a little unlikable as the story begins. Kara is an excellent contrast to her cousin Kal-El, a bright, cheerful Boy Scout who always believes in doing the right thing, no matter what. Kara is naturally more complex and a little messy, particularly when we first meet her. She is unclear of who she is or where she belongs, and the film confronts her sentiments about the loss of her homeworld, Krypton, in an emotionally charged plotline. Indeed, the film's greatest strength is Kara's personal development. I personally really like that Kara is as messy and complicated as she is in the film. The film does a great job at making her human, and by the end of the film, I was personally rooting for her. There might be some controversy over how Kara is portrayed in the film, but I wouldn't pay any attention to that nonsense. It's perfectly okay for a female character to have imperfections, to stumble and make mistakes, but to still want to do the right thing. After all, that's been how male superheroes have been portrayed for decades. It also helps that Supergirl is primarily an interstellar adventure, with the majority of the action taking place on other exotic alien planets. Based on the marketing, this has been likened to Guardians of the Galaxy, but as others have noted, Supergirl feels more in line with Mad Max's rough cruelty than that other superhero franchise. In many respects, this is a fast-paced space western that reminded me a lot of the TV show Firefly, with damaged, imperfect characters just trying their hardest to survive. So what didn't work? Well, I gotta say, I don't understand the appeal of Jason Momoa as Lobo. I understand Lobo is a popular character from DC Comics, and honestly, it may just be how he's handled here that felt really unsatisfying. If you've seen any other performances from Jason Momoa, you'll know what to expect. He definitely doesn't emulate the charm and wit he brought to Fast X, for example. Honestly, Lobo just didn't exactly strike me as a memorable character, and if you cut him from the film, I would argue it really wouldn't change any of the story. He was absolutely the weakest aspect of the film for me. Supergirl isn't the greatest comic book movie ever created, but not every superhero film has to be. It's consistently entertaining, with excellent characters and even better lead performance. Millie Alcock is fantastic here, and I can't wait to see her appear in future DC films. I enjoyed how different this seemed from Superman, and I was surprised by some of the darker, more violent portions of the film. For me, the humor really hit home, and it felt more natural here than in Superman, without undermining any of the dramatic tension. Surprisingly, Seth Rogen appears as a CGI character in the film, and honestly, that drew the most laughter from me watching the movie. I literally was probably laughing the loudest out of the entire audience during his scenes, and for some reason, his character just really worked for me. Anyway, this concludes this week's episode of The Film Frontier. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit up the comments below. Now, does Supergirl soar, or was this simply not as satisfying as James Gunn's Superman? Don't forget to tune in next week for our next episode, in which we'll explore the horrific world of Leviticus, a new queer horror film that has surprised me the most out of anything I've seen this year. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.